like you, but it's not okay. Whatever, can I walk away?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the group stages of the finals of the Elemental Series. We are going to be bringing you Group A this evening. I'm Tofu Elliott, and I'm joined tonight in the caster's booth by Craig Tidzu Griffiths. Tidzu, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, thank you. I've been excited for this all day long. I cannot wait for us to get into this first game between Barrage Esports and Esport Berg.
It's going to be a huge one to kick us off. Barrage Esports are number one seed here coming into the finals, and Esport Berg are eighth seed. So it is definitely going to be competitive, although on paper, you'd probably have to give the advantage to Barrage. And, well, they certainly have had an interesting couple of days, a very interesting weekend. Saturday, really doing well, managing to beat Vitality in their opening game. But do you think that the loss in the playoffs yesterday could kind of alter the sway of the momentum coming into this match against Esport Berg?
Be a little bit. I mean, you'd have to think that as well, because Esport Berg have recently come off of since they've been playing particularly well since the air qualifiers. They picked up as of a few days ago a tournament win in the 7 series, so that'll bring them a bit of momentum coming into this one. But of course, beating Vitality for Barrage Esports is a huge thing. That'll bring them a lot of momentum coming into this. Yeah, they got 3-0 by Top Blokes, but at the end of the day, they'll be focused on this. Now that their endeavors in the RLCS Season X full EU regions is out of the way, now they're going to be focused on this. And I reckon it's going to be a tough game for Esport Berg tonight, in particular against a team like Barrage, who are first seed. But we'll see. Anything can happen in Rocket League, but it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for this one.
Oh, it'll absolutely be interesting, if nothing else. Just to give you a little bit of a rundown, in Group A, we have Barrage Esports, Esport Berg, Pulse Neximo, and Team Orange Gaming. Pulse and Team Orange will be playing simultaneously off stream, and we will be bringing you various games over the course of the next few hours. But the one that we will be bringing you first is this best of 5 match between Barrage Esports and Esport Berg. And to be honest with you, I am really curious to see this get underway, because Barrage, I mean, I know that they got 3-0'd yesterday by Top Blokes, as you mentioned, but they're just doing so well recently. I mean, to beat Vitality on Saturday was absolutely enormous for them. And I'm having a hard time believing that Esport Berg can do this. Do you think it's going to be close? Do you think Esport have a chance?
Well, obviously, they did lose yesterday. The 3-0 to Top Blokes will be on their mind a little bit, but I reckon they'd be prepared for this today. But to be honest, I think it all really depends on Esport Berg as well, to be completely honest. Have they done their research on a team like Team Barrage, on Barrage Esports, sorry? Have they really studied them and the way that they've played, not just in the RLCS from yesterday, obviously, but also from their previous, the way that they've qualified through the water qualifiers 2 events ago? Have they been studying that and seeing how they're performing against teams that are around them similarly like that? It all really depends on really, for me, how much research they've done.
Do you think that that's going to be an important factor here this evening? Actually, whether or not the teams have taken the time to scout each other out? Because I wonder, I know that there's probably 2 sides to this argument. You know, it's always helpful to have more information. You know, the more you scout out another team, the more you can kind of figure out how they play and build a strategy against that. But there's also definitely something to be said about a team that just focuses on what they're doing and puts 100% of their energy into building that team energy, their own playstyle, their own strategy. So I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that at this level you kind of have to devote some of your energy to checking out the competition?
Of course, because it always helps. Like, especially if you haven't had many opportunities to play against that particular team, it's always good to go back and look at, maybe devote not too much time, maybe about an hour or two to like some VODs and just checking out like who's particularly playing well on that team, especially in recent performances as well. It can tell you a lot about a team and how they play. Because you got to think, if they've gone back and watched that game against Top Blokes yesterday, they're going to look at a side, they're going to look at that Barrage side as being like a weaker side based just off of that 3-0 result. They're going to look at the way that they got they're going to look at the way, Top Blokes played against them. And that's maybe going to be an element into this game in particular, I feel. Like it could possibly be a way.
It certainly might. To be honest with you, I think that it would be a huge misstep for them to underestimate the number one seed. And I doubt that they will. I doubt that they'll be coming into this underestimating them. But I'm really curious to see if that does end up playing out like that. You know, Barrage have just had such a good run of form. I'd be surprised if they let it get to them. But think results like that really can knock your confidence, particularly if you were expecting something else. I mean, being swept by Top Blokes can't have been a good feeling.
No, of course not. But they'd have to try their best to put that in the back of their mind and focus on what's ahead. They're the first seed in this Elemental series for a reason. They have to go out there tonight and they have to prove it, especially in this first game. You have to show all the doubters out there who may have looked at that last performance, against Top Blokes and be like, well, you know, they didn't play particularly well and stuff like that. There will be naysayers out there who say that they may have played terrible in that game. I haven't actually seen it myself, so I couldn't actually tell you. But no, it's going to be interesting. They've got to come out and they've got to play the way that they know how to play. And if they can bring the level of effort that they used against Vitality to beat them, I don't see any reason why they can't qualify. In fact, it would be a huge upset, in all honesty, if they didn't qualify.
I think that you are absolutely spot on. I mean, the number one seed, you would really have to give them the advantage here, even against a team who has just come off the back of a tournament win. But I think that enough has been said in our preamble, and I think it is time to get underway. So, Tidzu, I think I'm just going to press you one more time for a prediction here. What do you think the final score of this series will be?
God, my head totally wants to tell me that it'll be a 3-0, but I don't think it'll be that simple. I think it might just be a 3-1 to Barrage, actually. I think they will probably lose a game in this series, but I don't know. 3-1, I feel, to Barrage.
3-1 to Barrage. Well, it is a best of 5 match here, and we are going to be bringing that to you as we are underway. Esportberg, the team in blue, head-to-head with Barrage Esports, the team in orange, and it is Barrage pressing the attack right now, but MD able to clear this one downfield. Rise popping it into his corner and then clearing his backboard effectively, managing to find some space down the left-hand side. That whiff might be critical here as he tries to play it across into the penalty area of the blue team. But Esportberg are able to clear just about. They find some pressure on Barrage, but Barrage just as quickly are turning this one upfield, and the opening scenes of this game number 1 are really end-to-end.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes coming out at the moment for Esportsberg. They're missing balls that they should be really hitting, but at the moment, Barrage haven't really shown anything too threatening themselves anyway. So that's why it's so even here at the moment. 3:45 left on the clock. May see our first goal soon, I hope.
MD passing that down off of the ceiling, and that one's going to find its way into the back of the net. Lyfox opening the scoring here in favor of Esportberg.
Yeah, it was a nice pass as well by MD there. Lyfox gets a nice shot. I think whoever was in the goal there for Barrage got a bit distracted and caught off guard, but 1-0, good start for Esportberg so far in this one.
Cynical plays it onto the sidewall. Ole's whiff there is going to allow Esport Berg to press the attack once more. MD choosing to knock that one into space on the left-hand side wall, but doesn't have the boost to follow it himself. Ole a little bit uncomfortable there, plays it off his own post, but really doesn't look like he's in control of the ball as that comes down loose off of the ceiling. Growly's pass mid is good. Lifefox dunks it under 2, and that's going to be his second goal of the game.
Oh, have we really underestimated so far this Esport Berg side? Look at the way that they managed to get that. What a goal. Rise in the end with the own goal, but Lifefox will take that all day long. 2-0 up already, and this first game at the moment is squarely in Esport Berg's pocket.
MD looking for the ceiling shot, can't quite find it. It's going to be Barrage now who clear just off of the line. Ole's save absolutely critical to stop the orange team going 3 down in the first half of this game. Lifefox rejecting that one at the near post, but Barrage finally have a little bit of a spell of pressure. A triple commit there on the wall is going to leave the goal completely open, and Ole able to bring one back and reduce the deficit to 1.
I'm absolutely stunned. How can you defend like that? You've got a 2-1, you've got a 2-0 lead over a team like Barrage. You can't be affording to make massive defensive blunders like that. You've got to keep your lead, but good on Ole, by the way, for being in the right position to be able to put that one right in the back of the net, but that's a goal that shouldn't have happened.
Lifefox making his hat-trick in barely over the first half of this game, and goodness me, you would have to think that Cynical could have done a little bit better with that one.
Yeah, I think the defense overall so far for Barrage in this game in particular has been quite poor. Unfortunately, it has to be said, but it's a long series. This is only game number 1. They can improve as it goes on, and Rise getting back with the scoring here to bring the deficit back down to 1 goal here.
And this is a lovely bit of skill here from Rise to get up in time to read that off of the backboard. Absolutely gorgeous. The angle was not an easy one either, but to be honest with you, I'm going to need them to step up and match their defensive skill to their offensive skill, because if they don't, this Esport Berg side really is looking threatening.
Yeah, especially when you've already established that someone like Lifefox is tremendous as a shooter, seemingly from anywhere at the moment on this pitch. If Barrage Esports are not up to snuff defensively, it could be a very short evening for them in this one.
Growly, lovely bit of individual skill there to push this one into orange territory. Barrage can't quite clear their lines yet. Cynical looking to take control of the ball, but Lifefox will take this one across the orange net. Growly with the shot. Cynical's save is good this time, but it's only as far as Lifefox, who takes it back into the middle. MD off of the crossbar, can't quite find the second touch, and now we have a break from Barrage, finding some space in the left-hand corner. That touch is good. Cynical won't be able to drive it through the 2 blue defenders. Ole's shot now won't find the corner. Barrage Esports unable to convert this offensive pressure into a goal, but it's not out of the woods yet for the team in blue. Rise keeping that one on the backboard. Lifefox's touch out and manages to keep the control. It's very nice, but Orange keeping the pressure on. That shot won't find home. And just under a minute left to play. Barrage seems to have finally woken up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, but a couple of I was going to bring up a good point about something to do with Barrage's attack, but I'll save it for the end as we see Growly here getting himself on the scoreboard there. Nice pass coming in from MD. Puts them up 4-2 so far, and Esport Berg, well, they've definitely brought their accuracy boots with them in this one. They're up 4-2.
MD playing that into the orange corner. 40 seconds on the clock here in game number 1, and Esport Berg are pressing the offensive once again. Rise with a lovely fake there, gives himself some time to find the pass inside to Ole. Nothing happening just yet, but Cynical will take control of the ball. Ole pressing that into the corner. Rise now looking to get the shot away, but he's left them overexposed at the back as Blue break downfield again. It's off of the backboard. Ole's touch is very necessary. finds control again. Rise is there with the pass to Cynical. Cynical's shot is blocked by Growly. And with that, we are going to see the end of this game. But what a redirect from downtown. Oh my goodness. Growly extending the lead to 3 goals from midfield. And that is just absolutely vile.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, that shot. Welcome to the Elemental Series finals, ladies and gentlemen, where we expect shots like that. Absolutely brilliant shot there from Growly. And that's going to take the first game for eSport Berg. They're up 1-0 against a somewhat struggling Barrage side.
This is not what I expected. I know that you predicted that eSport would take a game, but somehow I'm doubting this is the manner in which you expected them to do that.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a more of a closer game between these two, but you know what? Game ones are awkwardly funny in Rocket League in particular. We see lots of stuff happening that might not be as prevalent later on in the series, but Barrage at the moment, I just don't think offensively as well as defensively, they're not quite there yet, I don't think. Ole in particular, during the last game, midway through, there was a shot going in towards the corner. It was an easy save for one of the eSports Berg players, but Ole was sat right in front of the goal. I feel like if he would have gone up and pressured and meet that player in the air, I reckon that goal would have gone in, and it may have changed the complexity of this game. But Barrage at the moment are looking slightly disappointing, but I'm not worried about them too much yet because this is only the first game.
Yeah, they still have plenty of time to bring this back, but goodness me, eSport Berg really looking like something else. That clinical nature in front of net and 9 shots on goal compared to Barrage Esports 4 in game number 1. What do you think it is as a whole that Barrage have to do to win this game is what I was going to ask you, as Ole dunks in a goal from the kickoff. Barrage can't have asked for a better start to game 2 than that.
No, absolutely not. Nice kickoff there, nice win. The early goal puts the ball in their court now, and it's up to them how they want to approach this game now.
Rise looking to set himself for the musty flick, can't quite get that beyond Growly. It's Lyfox now. Lovely little pass. It does make it round 1. It's up at the crossbar, and that's going to be the equalizer inside 15 seconds of the kickoff of this game.
Wow, I was actually really surprised when I saw that go in, because I thought Rise had that covered all day long, but I guess what Rise did not realise and what he did not plan for was that touch off the crossbar, which just drops down and goes in the back of the net. A little bit of luck coming in for eSport Berg here as they go 1-1.
Rise looking to pop that one up and down for himself in front of net, but MD reads it very effectively, and now we see eSport Berg with the opportunity to pressure the orange net again. That's a lovely touch round the corner, but Ole does well. Rise does well to reject that one at the near post. Ole now with a chance to push this into awkward territory for team in blue, but eSport Berg dealing with it very effectively and honestly putting Barrage under quite a bit of pressure here as Growly takes over possession in the corner, looking for the extra touch off of that, and it's a disruption play on Cynical. Very, very nice work from Growly, but that is an unfortunate touch, and it's going to leave their goal exposed if Barrage can take advantage, and they can. Barrage taking the lead for the second time in game number 2.
That's what happens when you switch off. I mean, that should have really been eSport Berg's goal there, but they switched off and they paid for it with a cheeky demo coming in from Barrage, and then it's just been in Barrage's. It's just been an effective counter-attack, which really just put them back in the lead here.
MD's flick is so good. Oh my goodness. The player who did not score once in game number 1 coming out and scoring both goals for eSport Berg here to equalize for the second time.
Yeah, excellent reply by eSport Berg there. Getting back into this one quickly, just how they would like it. And at the moment, eSport Berg are looking terrific against this Barrage side so far.
MD able to clear his lines and will follow it up. The shot is almost perfect, but Cynical doing what it took there to keep that one from crossing the line. Ole can't quite guide that one in. Rise's touch almost helping Growly out there, but MD will get control. The pass midfield to Growly not able to be met effectively. Barrage not able to push forward or even keep it out of their half for long as Esport Berg maintain the pressure that they've been applying constantly in this series thus far. Growly looks to take it up the sidewall here, but Rise has beaten him to it. It's a good read. The pass inside to Ole is almost enough. Cut out by Lyfox. And now we're going to see Growly passing it over to the right-hand side. MD looks very uncomfortable, and Rise can smell it in the water as he presses the attack once more. Nice little touch there to get it off of his backboard there from the man in blue. But it won't stop Barrage Esports as they press this offensive. Rise trying to get that one up and over Growly, but it is downfield again for Esport Berg. That touch is fantastic, and Growly is finding the first lead that Esport Berg have had in game number 2.
Oh, what a shot that was as well. Nicely done to beat Cynical and hit it into that bottom left-hand corner. Everything that they're touching at the moment as a team is like gold to them at the moment. They're playing very, very well against Barrage so far, and things carry on the way they're going. Barrage Esports might be looking at match point already.
Rise looking for the bump in the air there on Lyfox, couldn't quite find it. MD's going to look to take advantage of the momentarily open orange net, can't quite find the target, and now it's Barrage's turn to try and take advantage of them. And Rise absolutely capitalizes. That's some lovely work here on the counter-attack from Barrage.
Yeah, it was really well done, that counter-attack there. Back all square here at 3-3 with 2 minutes left on the clock. It's still close. Can Barrage get themselves a game back here and tie this one up 1-1?
MD and Growly looking to force the issue here. That touch up will be met by Ole first, and their blues are overexposed at the back. The pass is good. Ole's touch is non-existent, and Barrage might have just missed a very critical opportunity to take the lead here once again in game 2.
Yeah, they can't keep resting on their laurels in terms of attacks like that. You should be putting those in every single time. We know if Esport Berg would have had an opportunity like that, which they already did somewhat during this game, and they didn't put it in either, and it cost them. Really should just be down to Esport Berg really to figure out a way to counter-attack those opportunities too.
Growly looking for the flip reset, can't quite manage to make it work, and Barrage do have good control here as that pass to Cynical is just about whiffed. Ole maintaining possession. The pass to Cynical is almost enough, but Growly able to take this one upfield for Esport Berg. Good little touch there from MD, but it won't stop Rise breaking forward. Ole not able to find the block on Lyfox, and that one is downfield for the team in blue. Rise able to get the touch into the corner. Grabs some boost and looks to take this one up and over 1. The pass ends up on Ole's head. But it's a chance now for Esport Berg as they break into orange territory once again. 30 seconds left here in game number 2 of this best of 5 series. And we are all square as Cynical manages to find the touch there. Growly puts it up, gets a touch himself. Lyfox's shot won't be enough to beat Rise. 15 seconds left as Cynical finds the pass downfield to Ole. That touch is good. It's going to be off of the backboard, but Lyfox clears effectively. That touch up will be met by Cynical first. It's going to be down in front of the blue net if Rise can get to it, opting to go back and defend instead. And we are heading into overtime here in game number 2.
Yeah, we are. It's been a close 2 minutes between these two teams, but it's not quite over yet. 3-3 is the score. Obviously, Esport Berg would absolutely love to steal this overtime away, and that's a very close chance right there as well.
Rise able to clear, and the blue team are overexposed at the back. That demolition leaving them a man down as well. Growly able to take a very nice controlling touch there, and without boost, really just takes far too much of the field off of this orange side. But that double commit is going to be a little bit awkward as Growly finds the shot. Sorry, Cynical finds the shot. It's not going to be enough, and now we see Esport Berg breaking downfield again. Cynical's touch is good. That flick is lovely. Ole will be able to maintain possession in the air. That touch is amazing, but it's kept out of the net by a combination of the crossbar and the blue defender. And now we see blue able to take this one downfield again, but the orange are broken away. The counter-attack is phenomenal. It's off of the crossbar. Ole's shot is good, and Barrage Esports bring this back to 1-1. The series is even.
Yeah, the series is even indeed. The blue team there really stretched a little bit in defense and allowed Ole to get the goal in. And my word, I tell you what, that was a very close game between Barrage and Berg there as well. It's so close. It's so close in the series, and that's Barrage's game back.
11 shots coming out from Barrage Esports there compared to their 4 in game number 1, and only 2 saves compared to their 4 in game number 1 as well. So a far more offensive game in game number 2 from Barrage Esports, and it has seemed to work in their favor, able to clinch the victory in overtime. But will they be happy with an overtime victory? That really could have gone either way there at the end.
Of course not. And if you're Barrage, you shouldn't be happy about that. You had to rely on overtime to win a game where, with that amount of shots, surely you should have been winning in the first place. They had 1 or 2 opportunities in that last game, as well as Esport Berg as well, where they had opportunities that they should have got in. And like 9 out of 10 times it would have gone in, but for some reason it didn't. And to be honest, I think this will fuel Barrage more going into the next game, thinking that they can do a lot better than what they showed us out there.
A much, much closer game in game number 2. Barrage really at least able to put up a fight, if not demonstrate to us that they are worthy of that first seed position. But perhaps we're going to see something a little bit more characteristic of the number 1 seeded side here as we get underway with game number 3. Esport Berg, the team in blue, opening up the scoring inside 5 seconds against Barrage Esports, the team in orange, and they will be very happy about this early lead.
Yeah, of course. We've seen it last game as well, where Barrage got the opening goal, and now it's Esport Berg with the opening goal this time. The real question is what can they do with that extra goal lead at the moment?
Lyfox clears his lines, but Cynical will meet that before it can pass the halfway line. Lyfox once again in his own box, recognizes the time that he has and takes good control of it. That shot is almost enough, but Ole is well positioned to deal with it. Barrage Esports trying to get out of their own penalty box, can't quite manage it. 30 seconds gone here. That demolition is absolutely phenomenal, and Lyfox will have no trouble converting the open net.
Yes, brilliant teamwork there. Nice demo by Growly as well, and Lyfox was just lying in wait right there, ready for that ball to go straight into the empty net. And Esport Berg 2-0 up.
Lyfox over to Rise on the sidewall there. Ole's touch is enough, but not enough to take it round MD. Cynical shot almost finding a gap there. It was nice, but the save was good. And now we see Esport Berg looking to make this 3. MD is up, the touch is down, and that is absolutely wonderful play here from the team in blue. And with less than a minute gone in game number 3, we see Esport Berg, the 8th seed in these finals, 3-0 up against Barrage Esports.
First of all, before I comment on that, my word, what teamwork by this Esport Berg side. Man, they must be inspired after losing that overtime to come out and do this to the number 1 seed in 1 minute, really showing them up as far as their defense is concerned. But my word, that linking pass play was just beautiful. I hope we see more of that out of Esport Berg.
MD, lovely demolition there on Ole, but won't be able to maintain possession as Rise's pass is cut out by Growly, but Cynical applying the pressure quicker than Barrage have been managing to do so far in this game. That one is going to find the back of an open net, and Rise finding the angle with that 50. High pressure gameplay really does seem to be working out better for Barrage.
Yeah, it does, especially when it leads to moments like that when already most of the players from Esport Berg were already thinking about how they're going to attack and pushing forward, or maybe going for boost instead of sitting back in goal there. But that was a bit of a mistake there from Esport Berg, but they go a goal down. Not the end of the world. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left on the clock. They've still got loads of time to try and keep this lead.
Ole, off of his own backboard, looking for Rise on the sidewall, but Growly reads it and cuts it out perfectly. That pass inside won't be found by a teammate, but Ole will take advantage of it and get it downfield. Unfortunately, there's only one man back for the Orange, and the passing play is good again. Rise with an absolutely phenomenal save to keep that one out of the top corner. And Barrage Esports refrain from going 3 goals down again in the opening half of game number 3. Trying to press the offensive here against a pretty solid Esports Berg defense. And now we have Blue on the break once more, but Ole taking possession and looking for the pass infield. Both Orange players waiting far too far back to get anything on the end of it. Cynical firing a shot away from downtown, and Ole's read off of the backboard is glorious, and they've actually managed to reduce the deficit to 1.
Yeah, MD will be kicking himself for not hitting that off the wall. I saw that on the replay. It didn't look like he got much contact, if any, at all on that ball. And that's ultimately really what may have cost them that goal.
Cynical! Oh my goodness me! Before I can even start talking about the play, it's picked it up in midfield. Round 1, round 2, and equalizes for Barrage Esports. And Esport Berg will not be happy about this at all.
No, I don't think they will either, but Barrage Esports, all the credit in the world to them coming back into this game when we thought early on that 3-goal lead may have possibly have seen them over the line in this one with their defense, but my God, it's unraveling in front of us. Growly was very close to not even saving that, to be honest.
Ole, a lovely little pinch there to get that downfield for Barrage Esports, and the pressure really is on the boys in blue at the moment as they struggle to clear their lines once again. Ole takes this one up the sidewall, takes his time off of the ceiling, but the touch isn't very good in the end. Cynical's pass to Rise is better though. The flip reset is found, but he can't get the touch on the ball. Blue able to get this one over to the left-hand side and finally get a little bit of space to breathe, but not able to find anything in front of net. Their clinical nature on the offensive has seemed to have been worn down by the constant pressure and the 3 goals Barrage found to equalize.
Yeah, but they don't need to. They're still in a position to win this game, but then again, they were in the same position last game and they didn't manage to get anything of it. That Growly shot was pretty close though, dealt with well by the defense, but 1 minute left in this, 3-3. Could we potentially see another overtime?
Rise looking to play that one down for a teammate. The disruption play was phenomenal, but Lifox clearing that from about 90% of the way over the line. I can't believe that one wasn't a goal in Barrage's favor. The pass here is not good enough, and now we see a 1v1 as Growly fails to take it round Cynical. Lifox is there to follow it up. Ole off his own backboard is downfield to a Barrage teammate. The fake not able to confuse Growly enough to score the goal. 25 seconds left here as Cynical pops off another shot. The save from MD is going to allow Ole the chance to take the lead, and Barrage Esports from 3-0 down are now 4-3 up with only 21 seconds left on the clock in game number 3.
Nothing but admire them this game. They were 3-0 down within the first minute. And we all probably would have wrote that off and thought Esport Berg may have won that game. But all the credit to them in the world for coming back into this one. What a feat. 4 goals on the spin, and they've managed to get themselves back into this, but can they hold on to their lead?
MD looking for the pass infield to Lifox. The touch up will not be enough, and that demolition on MD is going to make this one short and sweet at the end. No overtime in game number 3 as Barrage come back from a 3-0 deficit to take the game 4-3.
Yeah, much better game for Barrage, especially after the opening minute where they were caught sleeping quite often in that defense of theirs, which I still think is a bit shaky and hasn't really improved too much over the course of the series for my liking. But when Barrage are playing good, and well, they're playing exceptionally good, Esport Berg just don't know how to really stop them.
11 shots once again coming out from Barrage Esports. And to be honest with you, the offense is good. And when they had Esport Berg under pressure, they really did look like the dominant side. But I have to worry about the 3 goals they let in, opening up this game, going 3 goals behind, surely wasn't part of their game plan.
No, of course not. Especially when you take into consideration as well that they won the overtime in the previous game. You'd think Barrage would have come into this game fully revitalized, a bit more awake, and well, to be honest, we kind of expect them to be really dominating this game, but really they didn't. They got hit off of a kickoff goal from Berg at the beginning of the game. Then the second goal came in, and then the third one was just a magnificent team play. Like, to be honest, it's tough.
It is really difficult to call, but do you think that now that they are on series point, they will find the confidence to just take it here and confirm your prediction 3-1? Or do you think that Esport Berg are still in with a good chance of claiming this series?
Well, obviously, in hopes in terms of predictions and how I like to get them correct, I would kind of hope Barrage Esports would get over the line, but Esport Berg, they're a very capable attacking side. They just got to keep showing that, and they just got to keep putting that pressure and going for more disruptive plays like they did in that last game. Because we saw the second goal was made primarily from Growly just getting in front of the defenders and just demoing them, and then just taking them out of the game. You need to do more disruptive plays, and I reckon more disruptive plays, more time in Barrage's side. I reckon they could probably take this game.
Well, we will be getting underway with game number 4. For those of you just joining us, we are spectating the Group A in the group stages of the finals of the Elemental series this evening. We are in our first series of 3, watching Esport Berg, the team in orange, going head-to-head with Barrage Esports. Barrage Esports are 2 games to 1 up in this best-of-5 series, and they find themselves on series point. Esport Berg with it all to do here as Ole finds control in the corner. It's down in front of the blue net. Cynical can't quite find the touch, but he will be able to keep the pressure on. That's round 2, though, and now we're going to see Esport Berg with an opportunity to break. Growly looking to take it all the way himself, but it won't be enough to break down this orange defense. That's a good touch from Lifox, but only as far as the orange man, and we're seeing a much more disruption play-based game from Barrage Esports early on, with a couple of demos coming out in the first minute.
Yeah, it's very surprising. I was kind of hoping that they would be a bit more offensive, especially in terms of plays like that going into this game, because obviously you would like to get this win over and done with, get the 3 points for your team, and just, you know, one step closer to qualifying to Thursday's event where the actual tournament will be happening. We really hope, I mean, it would be quite an upset if Esport Berg really did take these next 2 games away from them and took the 3 points themselves. It'd make Barrage's chances of qualifying just a little bit more harder, but we'll see as this one goes on. And my God, what a mistake there from Ole. You wouldn't have expected it from him, but the own goal coming in, and Esport Berg are 1-0 up.
That is an absolute shocker from Ole, and that is going to surely knock his confidence going forward in game number 4. A bit of a misplay, but Barrage Esports clearly a good enough team to work around that. They were 3-0 down in the last game and still managed to come back and win, even without an overtime. But it is going to be a boon to the confidence of the boys in blue, Esport Berg, as they currently try to press the offensive and press the advantage that they found here with a 1-0 lead over Barrage Esports. Growly's up for that, and he'll beat everyone to the ball if he can touch it, but he can't. Growly once again passing that back to MD, and the shot is phenomenal, blasting its way through the open defense of Barrage Esports and increasing their lead to 2.
Yeah, nice pass by Growly, recognizing that his teammate was right there for MD to put it in the back of the net there. 2-0 up. 3:03 left on the clock. You can't count Barrage out though. No matter how many times we've seen them go down so far in this series, they always somehow manage to find a way back.
MD. Touch won't be enough to take it round Rise, but Growly will find possession in the corner. Ole closing it down very effectively as Barrage look to get one back here in the first half of game number 4. MD's touch taking it down the left-hand side, trying to find a bit of space in the corner, looking for the 50 with Cynical there, but Ole will be able to take control and drive this one downfield. Can't quite guide that one around in front of the blue net. The Cynical's pressure is good. Rise coming into the same territory, double committing a little bit and leaving them exposed at the back. Ole managing to deal with the pressure well, but it is going to be Rise now who follows his own touch up. The flip reset is found, and what a absolutely disgusting goal there. A solo play from Rise, meeting it in the air, taking it up, finding the flip reset and beating the last man. Oh my goodness. What a stunning display of absolute aerial car control from the man in orange.
I have no words. That was just probably one of the best goals you're likely to see in this entire group stage. What a goal that was. What a bit of skill to be able to pull that off as well. And just the nerve to be able to pull that off. And look at this. We could potentially have another comeback here again for Barrage.
MD playing the ball long downfield into an open orange corner. But it will be the orange team that finds control, finds possession, but Lifox has robbed them of it as quickly as they are able to get started here. MD now looking to pop a quick shot back. The double commit defensively, looking to be taken advantage of by Lifox. The pass to MD is good, but the save from Rise is better. 1:20 left to play, and Barrage, even after that magnificent goal from Rise, is still a goal down here in game number 4. As 2 blue players there looking to take it around the corner. Growly finds the angle, and there's absolutely no one back in position to deal with that. And once again, Esport Berg have a 2-goal lead.
I mean, their attacking position in there was kind of awful, having 3 players in the corner, but somehow it managed to pay off for them, and they managed to get enough on that shot just to take it past the defender there. Brilliant play by Esport Berg, but they can't afford to be too overconfident with their positioning because we know exactly how dangerous this Barrage side can be on counterattacks.
MD can't get the ball over Ole, who now seeks to take it downfield. He's in a good position to deal with Cynical's pass, but Growly reads it and cuts it out. That one's going to be up in midfield. Lifox meeting it well. MD is ready to receive the ball down, but off of the crossbar will only be cleared by Barrage as Rise looks a little bit uncomfortable there. Wills have to scramble back to be prepared for the offensive play that the boys in blue have been pulling off so effectively thus far in this series. Cynical looking to find the open net. The disruption play is good, but Lifox is back in time to clear their lines. 20 seconds left, and Barrage need 2 goals here as Ole takes that up the sidewall. Cynical will have to turn to try to find control of the ball here. Manages to grab a canister in midfield as well. Ole looking for a slight touch, but Lifox is clear. Will surely be enough to hold Barrage off and take this one to a game 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Game 5. Now it's down to either one of these sides. They're both hungry enough for it, but which one of these 2 sides is going to take it? I can't believe it. My prediction, I am 0-1 on the night with predictions. Barrage losing this game and going a game down to Esport Berg, who played phenomenally at times during that game.
Only 6 shots coming out from Barrage Esports there. Very reminiscent of their first game where they only managed to get off 4, and they did lose to Esport as well. Their second and third game, finding 11 shots on goal apiece, and they were the games they managed to win. Do you think that they just didn't manage to get that aggression going here in game number 4?
Yeah, and I think at times the way Esport Berg command around that midfield with some of their passing plays, it's hard not to, because most of the time you're just in your net defending a lot. But like even then, like some of the defensive mistakes are quite crazy with Barrage getting double commit. We always saw it in the goal just a second ago in the background that there was a double commit going on, but Yeah, it's crazy. We're going to have a game number 5 here. I did not predict this. Did you predict this, Tofu?
To be honest with you, only in my dreams. I did not anticipate the performance that we have seen from Esport Berg, and we really do have to give the boys in blue a hell of a lot of credit here for holding the #1 seed to a game 5 in this best of 5. And MD looking for another early lead here in game 5, and they'll find it. That pass to Growly is good, and once again, in the opening 10 seconds, we have someone breaking the deadlock. What is happening with these games tonight?
I'm not sure, but I thought MD there was really running out of options with what he had. But no, he managed to spot Growly in the corner of his wing mirror and managed to get that right in the back of the net. And it was beautiful teamwork yet again, but Barage's defense, it has to be said, on kickoffs really isn't that great.
Ole. Nice little touch there, but Lyfox reading it and dealing with it effectively. Can't find the 50, but Growly will be able to take the double off of the wall here. Ole, once again, trying to play this one out. A little bit more time taken there, but it hasn't worked in their favor as Cynical now has to scramble to make the save. Won't trouble him too much, but we will see Barrage on the offensive for the first time in this game as Ole tries to block this one at midfield. Cynical enters the melee here, turning around and managing to take it round 1, but the third man for Blue fires the shot away. It's saved and quickly turned away by Barrage Esports. But they're already on the defensive again, and Lyfox looking to turn this one round. Can't make it happen. MD being met very effectively by Cynical on the sideball. Rise's redirect is almost absolutely gorgeous. Ole's touch over the top to a demolished backman. Almost not able to get back and defend, but the team in blue just about able to stop Barrage equalizing. And I'm wondering how much longer they can withstand this amount of pressure from the orange team.
Yeah, because when Barrage get a majority of their opportunities like they've been playing at the moment, they're pretty much hard to shut down really offensively. You only have like a certain amount of time really, theoretically, before they manage to get the goal in. But props to the Esport Berg's defense though, to be fair. They have held him well, and they're really desperately trying to cling to this lead, which they're not, unfortunately, going to do now that Ole has managed to score in the air like that. 2:55 left on the clock, 1-1.
What a play here to meet MD for the 50 in the air and angle his car such that if he got the better of him, it would sneak under the crossbar as well. And Barrage Esports, who have not looked the most comfortable, do manage to find their equalizer in game number 5. Esport Berg trying relentlessly to establish their lead once more. But Ole able to take this one out, and the 50 is going to allow them to find some space in the corner. If they can't maintain possession, it is going to be back into orange territory immediately. MD up for that one, looking for the backboard as the pass back, and he does find it. No one to be seen challenging that one on the orange team, and with just a second under half a game left to play here in game number 5, I really am starting to ask questions of this Barrage Esports side.
Yeah, me too, especially letting goals like that in. Nice little bit of skill to get the double tap in the back of the net though, but yeah, it's questionable at the moment. Barrage have got plenty of time to get back into this one, and they're going to have to think about getting back into it sooner rather than later, because right now time seemingly is running out on them.
Cynical taking a touch, it's a little bit too heavy, and now we see it onto the orange backboard again. Luckily for Barrage, no one is there, and Rise's touch is a little bit strange. Growly able to look for the pass into Lyfox. The recovery in the air, it would have been enough to find some sort of touch, but Orange managing to deal with it well enough as they break downfield and cannot even break into the blue penalty box at the moment. Rise popping it up, the ball is loose, and Lyfox will be the first to meet it. Ole positioned very well to deal with that one without it causing any trouble. Cynical's pass up to Ole is good. The touchdown is not going to be enough as MD cuts it out before being demolished for his efforts. Esport Berg looking to make the lead too, but they can't quite It's just not happening for them. Not just yet. Ole trying to break this one downfield as Growly maintains possession in the mid. It's off of the ceiling. Lifox breaks down and there's no one back properly for the boys in orange. Growly's shot cannot be saved because there's no one in net. And Barrage Esports are down by 2 with 1 minute and 9 seconds left to play in game number 5.
What a crucial demo that was as well from Lifox there as well. Really making sure that no one was back there to defend. And 3-1 at the moment, 1 minute and 9 seconds on the clock. Even for a talented side like Barrage, this is hard to come back in this amount of time, right? Especially in a game 5.
Well, they've come from 3-0 down. Whether they'll be able to make anything like that happen again, I have my doubts, but you can't put it beyond them. They are the #1 seed, but Esport Berg absolutely relentless here as they fire off yet another shot. 43 seconds left to go as Rise puts that one downfield. Ole can't quite meet it in time, and MD is now going to clear the lines for Esport Berg once again. Cynical, off of his own backboard, will be able to get the touch there to reject Lifox, but that pass over to the right-hand side is good. Growly's shot won't be enough to challenge the orange defense, but this breakaway isn't going to be enough to challenge Esport Berg. Cynical now looking to pass that one over, but with 15 seconds left and the clear from MD goes long, the flip reset won't be enough to put it in, but it will absolutely be enough to hold them away. Rise finding a goal here with 6 seconds left to play, and it is now a dream. Are they within? I mean, mathematically it's possible, but is it realistic for Barrage to find an equalizer here?
No. Unless they have like the kickoff of their careers, no. I don't think so.
Cynical will be up with 0 seconds left, and Ole unable to turn in time to find the touch on that before it lands. Esport Berg have managed to bring this series back and take the first best of 5 and beating the #1 seed in these finals. What an upset.
Really, what an upset indeed. I don't think there was really many people at all that were really coming into this one thinking Esport Berg. I mean, I certainly wasn't either. I wasn't expecting Esport Berg to come in this one and beat Barrage. Not like Barrage are a solid team. Like, you should be that's just going to give them heaps of confidence. You got to think now, if Esport Berg go into the next game and win, they're literally in prime position to qualify.
They could not have asked for anything better than what has just played out. And goodness me, I'm almost lost for words. Holding Barrage to only 5 shots again and absolutely breaking down their defense. Esport Berg firing off 15 shots in that game. I mean, I'm absolutely blown away, but we cannot hold this up for too much longer. As much as I'd love to keep talking about the series we just saw, we are going to have to take just a very short break, and that is going to be it from me and Tidzu. We will be back after this with Ethan and Solar casting the last 2 series of the evening here. It has been a whole lot of fun, Tidzu. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah, thank you so much as well. It's been brilliant. It's been brilliant casting alongside you yet again. Yeah, just stay tuned, guys. We'll be back in just a few moments.
Yeah, can still see your face, so tell me what to do, 'cause I can't find a way. Baby, please just tell me if I'm fine. Tell me if I'm baby, please just tell me if I'm fine.
Just so new.